after your husband and children. At a time when most women were expected to stay home and raise their children, Edith Cowan was determined to stand up for children and women who did not have a voice despite being abused. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kaylin, Doyle from Woodside Primary School, and I'm 11 years old. Today I've chosen to talk about Edith Cowan because she was the first female to win a seat in any parliament. Edith Dirksey Brown was born in Glengarry in Western Australia on the 2nd of August in 1861. Edith didn't really have any parents throughout her childhood. Her mother died giving childbirth when Edith was only 7. When she was 15 years old, her father was executed for the murder of his second wife, leaving her an orphan. She went to boarding school in Perth. Edith married 2 years later at the age of 17 at the St. George's Cathedral. She had her first child at the age of 18. Throughout her life, Edith demonstrated a strong desire to improve the welfare of women and children. She was a member of the women's suffrage movement, which fought for the vote being given in Western Australia for women in 1899. In 1906, Edith helped found the Children's Protection Society, which led to the establishment of the Children's Court, where she served for 18 years. In 1909, Edith was co-founded the state branch of the Women's Service Guild. These women recognised there was a need for a maternity hospital run by women in Perth. For the next 5 years, Edith and her team battled with the government to help raise funds for the King Edward V Hospital. In 1911, Edith co-founded Western Australia's National Council of Women. During the First World War, Edith helped raise funds for the Red Cross and support the soldiers' welcome homes. By 1913, James Cowan, her husband's name, had disappeared from newspaper articles as Edith's work became more prominent, and she was considered the brainiest female in Western Australia. In 1915, Edith was appointed the bench of the Children's Court, where she served for 18 years. In 1920, she was appointed an officer of the Order of the British Empire and was a Justice of the Peace. This was followed by her election into Parliament, winning her seat by just 46 votes. She only served one term. Her election campaign was centered around equal rights for women, access to education for all, and the removal of high barriers to education opportunities for women. In 1932, Edith died on the 9th of June at the age of 71. In her memory, some colleagues erected a memorial clock tower at Kings Park with some of the money she left behind. What I admire about Edith was that she stood up for women because she thought that women and men should have the same vote, equal say in what the government decides to do to the state. If men and women can work side by side for the state side by side and represent all the different sections of the community, and if the male members of the House would be satisfied to allow women to help them, and I would accept for them and would accept their suggestions when they are offered, I cannot doubt that we should do very much better work in the community than was ever done before. I quote this from one of Edith's speeches because it says a lot about why Edith worked so hard. Thank you.
The Hero Roundtables are the global events that ask the question, what is a hero? You've just seen one hero talk. To find more and join the conversation, visit our website or social media.